Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Morocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Morocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 in the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. I'm your host, Jessica, and I'm here with Peter the Insider. What we're going to do is cover, maybe review some of the information. We had some very, very good questions, and it's nice to see very thought-provoking questions in the chat. We usually do on many of the different topics, but because of the severity of the situation, we want to address it and have Peter answer some of the questions. So we're going to begin that way. So without further delay, welcome, Peter. Thank you for joining us.
So I want to say big thank you, Jessica, for giving me opportunity to be on your channel again. And I want to say hello to all of our regular and maybe not so regular viewers and listeners. And you said that we've got some interesting questions in last show, so let's bring them.
Okay, so this was the last show that we just did about what we have in our records, that there was actually an accident that happened out in Nevada and was not reported to the public. Not to get into, we just want to make sure everyone's protected. So I'm glad that this was received well. There were a few people that, were questioning, and please do question and do your research. You'll only find out that, Peter has a track record of when he does say something, it's pretty much happening. This is coming through the ACIO records. So here we go. We're gonna answer a few of the questions that people had. People were saying, I hope everyone takes care of themselves. A lot of people talked about iodine and some other information here, and if you could find it helpful, take a look at the comments. Some people have some really good comments here. User GK, oh my God, Jessica, Peter, this was the craziest video. The fact I live in Nevada is alarming. I don't live on the side, more near the strip, but nevertheless, thank you for the great info. Thank you, Peter, for stopping them. The last time the media had put out the news it was mining, but the people who live there said it was rattling their homes. They so lie, and they said, God bless. They were talking about apparently the rain gets into the rivers and underground natural waters and then gets into people's wells. Yes, unfortunately, that is a problem. There's some good advice regarding seaweed as to help people. Isabella AR2861 said Celeste Solom has talked about tardigrades for a long time being integrated into humans, and they are being found in medications. And is that true, Peter? I think you said that was accurate.
Definitely, that's accurate.
There's a person, Nancy's last stand, Peter, she said that she saw an Umbrella Corporation truck near her over the last 3 months. On the side it says zombie decoders or something like that. Could it be a training program going on?
pretty much they've got many training programs. They started in like last 1.5 years since Christmas 2022. So yeah, they are doing that stuff a lot. And I mean, give me a second, a lot, okay? I'm just saying, you know. Yes. So
Yeah.
I will be not surprised. Let's say I am not surprised. No, definitely not.
The umbrella corporation is very active still. So
Yeah,
that's the problem. And someone up here talked
because
about a
pretty
bird
much
flu.
so many people believe nah, it's not umbrella, it's RSC, Rainstorm Company, and all kind of that stuff. Yeah, you know, there are still many trucks and other vehicles. They are using the old logo and all kind of that stuff. To make a parallel, Soviet Union is long gone since 1991, but still, especially in Russia, for example, they've got many, especially military equipment. They are using communistic star, red star. Do you know what I mean? That's just a parallel. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to probably have more news down the road regarding following what happens with the Rainstorm Corporation as well. Sorry, neutrino bombs. This is coming from user PH8FV9CO8P. Sorry, neutrino bombs are the worst, destroys all biological life form. Obama gave one to Iran. I'm sure I believe all of them are bad, but what are your thoughts on that, Peter?
I will tell you something, okay? Neutrino bombs are the worst, but there were only very few tests made in the history. I mean, once we are talking about neutrino bombs, okay? And that's the reason why there were only few tests, because they are crazy bad. Yeah, that's true. Positive confirmation.
Here, Virgin Hamilton 6287. Why haven't the ACIO, the White Hats, etc., stopped this? You know, I think it's an ongoing process, right, Peter? We're juggling a lot of balls.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Jessica? My bad.
We're juggling a lot of balls. We got a lot of different things happening at the same time right now.
Yes, you are goddamn right. And the situation is just a little bit quirky right now because, you know, Shadow Group, Show House, and all of those, you know, let's say corporations and groups and also and so forth, they started mutually to cooperate and literally making a life on Earth on this planet in this context of existence miserable. And if somebody will ask give me a second, very good and goddamn logical question, why? Because they are not 100% people. They've got parasites, astral parasites. They gave them power, but for which cost? Because they are sucking, those parasites are sucking them out from energy. And no, those parasites are not, quotes in quotes, fine with positive energy. They need to be fed via negative energy, via feed, hatred. Do you know what I mean? Everything.
Yeah.
And that's
it's an ongoing battle. Yeah,
it is not just few years or maybe few decades. We are talking about centuries, maybe millennia. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. The here's R2WV1RE. The blast that destroyed Beirut, Lebanon port 4 years ago was a nuclear explosion too? ?
Yeah, definitely. And nobody was talking about it. They said it was like some sort of chemical compound, and they said, no, it is not nuclear stuff. Believe me, it was. Believe me, it was.
We had this also question from Tim Parker Chambers. He said that a professional under orders to wound, not to kill, or under 200 meters, there is no way at all a world-class sharpshooter would miss a shot to the above the neck region 5 times. It's impossible.
Just by the way, give me a second. That was it. To wound, not to kill. Definitely, because it doesn't make any sense. Absolutely. Like, first shot was perfect hit, and 4 another shots just to make our PM, Slovakian PM, to suffer more. And I mean, goddamn well. Yeah, very bad.
The question regarding, we were talking about moss that I take, it's a sea moss, and we'll have, I've answered a few people already with that response. I believe it might be here. No, yeah, it's called a sea moss, and I'll have the link in there for you if you want to check it out. Let's see. On May 10th, when the Aurora Borealis was seen around the world, or maybe it was actually this event that we've been talking about that happened in Nevada.
Yeah, bomb. This is it. Bomb. I mean, give me a second. Pretty much. They masked it perfectly with Aurora, you know.
Yeah.
You know rest of the story. You know
they're so much more sophisticated than people realize, and how that they're doing things to cover themselves, and there's certain things they can't cover is the radiation levels that are accessible. If you have scientists that you can observe the different levels. So, you know, everything that we're saying, people have already talked about and they're aware of that this radiation is, you know, the acid rain, or it's in the rain because it comes up. They do these mushroom clouds, or they do these experiments in the ocean, then it goes up in the clouds, as you explained in the last show, Peter, and then it gets into the water in the upper levels of the clouds, which then rains down upon us with radiated water and goes in deeper into the wells and so forth. So that's this is not anything that we're saying is not accessible by research, and obviously our concern of what we can do next. I will ask Peter again, if a nuclear warhead hits a car that has a cobalt battery, does it turn the cobalt 59 in the car into cobalt 60, aka the doomsday bomb?
No, definitely not, because in the car battery, no, they don't have enough cobalt material, aka they are having, or let's say they are manufacturing, okay, cobalt batteries with subcritical amount of material. Yeah.
And that was from Dodgy Davy. This is Tim Parker Chambers again. I guess that fallout and metro both occur in the same reality, merely the different parts of the world. Is that true, Peter?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if from different timelines. Okay.
Yeah.
And he also said something about the battle truck warlords of the 20th century is a ripoff of Mad Max or Mad Max 2. All right, so Chelly Gresky, would androids actually gain atmospheric recharge benefit from excessive atmospheric radiation?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. Yeah.
The hydrogen bomb that exploded on May 10th in Nevada, do you think the dark side might have mind wiped people right after the explosion? Because it seems suspicious, like Peter was saying, no one is talking or posting about this, or a big explosion in Nevada. So is it possible that, let's see,
it is not possible. It's very obvious. It's very obvious that it happened that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just the media is not disclosing it, but that they had created a wipe behind it, the corporations that... Do you know who the corporations are, or who was behind this? We saw that it was this facility that we mentioned, but is there an additional corporation behind it?
You know, cooperation of two corporations, and we know Monarch and Mobius, because Mobius wants to, quote in quotes, play. It is pretty much as in this, lore. Emily wants to play, and I was like, oh my god, I just don't want even to meet a woman named Emily. And it is like they want to play, and Mobius is trying as hard as they can to, let's say, because they made hard reset of Matrix, and it just doesn't work as they believe. So they are trying to do it in every single possible way, even this way, believe me or not. So they sent, both corporations, Monarch and Mobius, sent mixed team of, let's say, their best scientists they have, and they are doing it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is crazy.
Thank you for your answers, Peter. We didn't go over every single one of them, but the ones that we felt that.
But give me a second. It is not that big deal. Okay.
I think we're good because we have guests today, and let's welcome in the guests. We have Anthony Zender here with us as well. He's part of Unit 374 and the Kruger Group, and the Peacekeeper, who is also a part of both teams. Welcome, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. It is good to be on the show today. This is going to be a good show because actually that first little segment where you're answering questions from Peter is something that's new. That's going to be essential, for people to understand the actual narrative of what's actually going on right now, because that needs to be cleared up. And I'm happy to be on the show today because, definitely some things need to be cleared up about some certain things and situations that are going on right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. And Anthony will be sharing information with us throughout the show. And the Peacekeeper is here with us. Welcome, Peacekeeper.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Peter, Anthony, everybody, all the viewers at home that are taking time to listen to us and learn from the intel that is shared over here, and also being curious and taking lives into their hands and digging for answers. Because don't trust us for the truth. Trust your heart and trust your guts and trust yourself. And I'm glad as well to be here today because I feel that it's going to empower a lot of people to go deeper and do more and be better people. So happy to be here as always.
Okay, thank you. And so we're going to get into a conversation, beginning with Peter. If you want to give us an update or talk about your status in Slovakia and some of the things that are transpiring regarding the Shadow Group, or in particular Peter Toth. Wherever you want to go, Peter, you have the floor.
Yeah, the stuff is, this guy is crazy. I mean, he made, and that was it. He was like, I will make public statement, and then he was like, I will not. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? And then they received tremendous amounts of money, and they interchanged it for weapons. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And they got like, okay, if you don't have a cash, your quote unquote cash can be illegal substances, aka drugs, It can be any type of weapons or military equipment, ammo, I mean like ammunition, big shells, that means, like ammunition to heavy artillery and so on and so on. And I was like, what the heck is going on here in this meeting? Because we were spying on him, and they were just making fun from that how our region is unstable and it doesn't make any sense for people to live there. Our region, sorry for that, I need to make an explanation. We four, that means Czech, Slovak Republic, Poland, and Hungary. And they were making fun from that, and then something big happened. John Lynch, aka Martin Berg, came to the scene, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. And then they tried to make another assassination attempt to Czech president. They forced him to drive, my bad, let's say to ride motorcycle, but it was this kind of chopper motorcycle. And then try to guess what happened. Alim bin Seka shoot at him. It doesn't make any sense, geez. It was absolutely crazy, and it happened just a few days ago, and nobody was talking about it. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, from clear sky, like lightning from clear sky, Czech media, give me a second, mainstream media, they wrote that, yeah, Peter Pavel. They wrote that he got an accident on motorcycle, and he was for a few days, maybe it was like 5 days, maybe 1 week, I don't know, 100%, in hospital, and then now he's, at home. But nobody said that he was shot from exact same type of sniper rifle, exact same caliber as our prime minister was shot. And I was like, what the heck is going on right now? Yep, injuring himself, great, perfect. Nah, I don't believe that. Riding a motorcycle, yeah, great, perfect.
Yeah, they'll say anything, won't they? I mean, well, they cover it. They cover what's going on. So, supposedly, yeah, they're saying that he had a motorcycle accident. What was the date here? The 24th.
But give me a second, they said, but that's the problem. It happened like 1 week ago or something like that. It absolutely doesn't make sense. They are covering everything.
And then it goes on. Look at this. It says it comes after the Czech leader suffered an injury while firing a weapon at a shooting range in April.
Oh, great. Perfect. Ay. This is such a nonsense.
I'm looking at the bio of Peter Pavel, right? That's the name of the president we're talking about?
Yeah, you pronounced it right. Yeah.
All right. So this gentleman is a former army general, and he's the president since March 2023. So it is my understanding that the prime minister of Slovakia, was a sort of a conservative leaning on the Russian side. So was that gentleman working in the same direction that the gentleman from Slovakia, or?
That's the problem. So many people believed that he served in NATO and all kind of that stuff. I mean, Peter Pavel, and that's the problem. I don't want to say he is pro-Western or pro-Eastern. He just wants to, let's say, get under, round table, start reasonable discussion and all kind of that stuff. And that's the problem. Once you want to do something like that, you are a bad guy. on both sides. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's the problem. But this is crazy that Ben Seka is trying his Athens and flying all around the world, and I was like, what the heck is going on? It doesn't make any sense. This is crazy.
So Ben Seka came in and then he wounded him?
Yeah, wounded. Yeah. And nobody wrote that. They made up this absolutely ridiculous story.
Yeah, to try to cover it. How serious is the wound, Peter?
No, definitely not that serious as our prime minister, because he was riding pretty fast. It was 80 miles per hour, approximately 130 kilometers per hour, you know. But this is it. You need to be goddamn good shooter, you know, to hit target in that kind of speed. And
Well,
just by the way, the distance was much longer. Instead of being like 110, 120 meters, as our prime minister was, it was quarter mile, so 400 meters. But still, Ben Seka is goddamn good shooter, you know. And the situation is, what the heck he is doing? It doesn't make any sense. He wants to assassinate all the presidents and prime ministers, or what the heck? What is his?
And what are they leveraging? What do they want? I mean, are they saying, you know, we're doing this unless you?
Give me a second. They are saying, hey guys, we are here, and you will do what we want. This is definitely what they want to say, or let's say they want to demonstrate their power and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy.
And he just shows up out of nowhere. Just he's able
out
to
of nowhere, because nobody knows where he flied. We flied away. At least we believe that we flied away from that he flied away from Europe, and somehow suddenly he appeared in Czech Republic. What the heck is going on?
But so he's not using like physical means that you know of, like he's not using a plane. Is it possible he's in vehicles or anything like that?
I will tell you something. We believed that they are using this split match technology. SMT, they are calling it SMT. That means split and match technology. I mean, they can split and match realities. He's definitely not using, I mean, on-road vehicles, because road controls are everywhere. They are everywhere, believe me. And they are having the you know, police officers and everybody, they are having his new photo, so they know how he looked. Just by the way.
Yeah.
So it looks like they are using SMT, split match technology.
Yeah. So you know, the question was like, why did Ben Seka shoot? You know, why did he shoot him, and what are they doing? And it's pretty clear though, because they're trying to change the world in their way. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make a change in the world in their way, because this is just like you see on all the movies where you have the bad guys, you know what I'm saying, doing operations to change the world, because that's the issue right now is the and you know, different groups are trying to do that in different ways. And it's very clear that Ben Seka is part of a group that's trying to do this, and everybody's trying to change the world in their way. But I know more about how it's going to end up. But that's the answer to that question, because that's what came to me. So
makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, it's coming out at all different angles, but then again, like we said, the shadow group, they're all from different regions of the planet, and there seems to be a global takeover. You know, they could, what they could gain by this is a global takeover. What do you
Yes,
think, Peter?
and do you know what is the let's say my main worry? That John Lynch, aka Martin Berg, met Peter Toth in Vienna, in Austria, and they signed huge, and I mean huge, delivery of heavy weaponry. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why in the world, such a small country as Slovakia, that we need, like, it was like more than, it's like they produced approximately 10,500, 600 Abrams tanks, and they're like, what the heck, why in the world we need 300 Abrams tanks? It doesn't make any sense. Small country as Slovakia, we've got 5.5 million of people living in the country, and they've got I don't know, like 120, 130 jet fighters, various types, and all kind of that stuff. And I'm like, what? It doesn't make any sense. And they are saying that it will end up as we want. And I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't look good, because they are ready for even bombarding the strategic, strategic factories, I mean, like oil factory, and all kind of that stuff.
What about Poland, Hungary,
and that's the problem, because they know, it's like, okay, they already have F-16s and all kind of that stuff. We know what we should do and all kind of those things. But what do you think, Jessica? What will be the outcome? They want to make total mayhem, total chaos in V4, in this huge, because it's quite a big area. Czech, Slovak Republic, Poland, and Hungary all together.
And it's in between the East and the West.
Just by the way, very strategic part of Europe, because look, we've got, Poland is bordering Belarus. Ukraine, Hungary too, Ukraine, and all kind of that stuff. So they want to move armies, but give me a second. Not official armies. They're, let's call it private army, directly to Ukraine and then to the Russia. And I was like, what the heck? Do you want to, if you want to play, just play to game? Oh my God, like world in conflict. Do you know what I mean? It is very good. You've got AI, artificial intelligence, in the game. Use your VR set, just get it on your head. Do you know what I mean? Virtual reality. And I'm like, just don't do this in real world, you goddamn idiots. Oh my God. Yeah, sorry like that I'm using, I know I shouldn't use goddamn, but it is crazy, and I am getting nervous, because those guys are for real. They really want to do it. So they Peter, really want to do it. And I am not kidding you.
I know they do. I know. And the part that concerned me is that they used Austria to access. So they're using bordering countries to access.
This is what I want to say, because they were talking about Germany too, and we know that in Germany, US have the largest amounts of military, installations, and largest amounts of American weapons, just by the way. You know that. Military bases, yeah, military installations, and everything.
The further they get into Europe, it's going to be even, we can't imagine how bad it can be.
I even don't want to think about it. Want to think about it.
Right. That's why we're talking about it now and trying to, and you're there, you're present there. You don't just talk about it, that you're physically there.
Yeah.
Trying
I'm in
to
Slovakia.
resolve.
I'm in Slovakia just right now. Yeah.
It's not about the East and the West or the now North and South or this organization or that organization that is good or it is bad. It's about the people inside those organizations. And some people are very good and they want to, be in the army and police forces and those places because they want to serve and they want to do goods. The problem is inside those organizations, there's like very, very bad people. And like Peter said, they're idiots and they're knuckleheads. And I sense a lot of desperation in their actions. And this is why this situation is getting very volatile and uncertain and very dangerous. But at the same time, before we are calling them out, people are aware of it, and their plan sort of goes to waste because we see them coming. And I see we're gaining a lot of momentum because we had that Iranian leaders that had a SAG helicopter crash, and we have Klaus Schwab stepping down of his functions, and a bunch of military generals that are getting fired and are resigning, and the same thing in the police forces. They're retiring for no reason. In government, at every level, city, states, federals, in every country. So there's a lot of good things going on. There's a lot of the bad people getting deactivated, but it's creating desperation in the remaining ones. And this is why it's so dangerous and volatile. And we need to be careful about that because, yeah, it's getting near to crunch time, I feel like.
Peter, did you want to respond to that before we bring in Anthony?
Definitely, I think that is the best, or that was the best analysis of the actual situation possible, because as Peacekeeper said, nah, this is not about sides, either west or east or south, north. Nah, it is about people themselves. Do you know what I mean? Each individual. And even within those groups, Shadow Group and Show House and Monarch, Mobius, who the heck cares? They've got their own, each individuals, they've got their own interests, and they are very fragmented, divided. And that, even to this chaos we are living in, it brings the next level of mayhem. And I am seeing it. People in Slovakia don't know who the heck should they trust. Mainstream media are saying, you've got one, they are saying something, another one, they are saying total different. Then you've got information alternative. Some of them are true. Let's say hard conspiratics. Another one, they just want to say, let's say, there is certain unexplainable phenomenon, and they want to explain it as much logical as they can and everything, and people are chaotic and everything, but forget that, Jessica, that it is only in Slovakia. It is in Czech Republic, in Poland, in Hungary. It is pretty much, and not only in Austria, in the whole Europe. People don't know what the heck should they believe and what not. It doesn't make any sense. And this chaos and diversion, most of it created Shadow Group and Show House, and they are just meeting behind this oval table and just making fun how people are stupid, and they are stupid sheeps, They are sheeple and everything. I heard it on my own eyes. Once I saw video footage, and once I heard, like audio recordings, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing, guys? They don't believe that people, common people, regular people, deserve to live. They believe that. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you guys? Literally, Jessica, yes, I am not kidding you guys. It is absolutely.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, it's getting to be they don't have any filter anymore because they feel that they have everything under control. So they say exactly what they're telling us they plan on doing, and a lot of them are pretty transparent. Someone sent a message about a politician saying that they'll let people starve instead of taking a side or assisting the Palestinians, or so there was something really weird like that. And I'm like, who do these people think they are to, we know they're not people, but
they don't have soul. They don't have regular soul.
They don't have a soul, and humans are dispensable.
Yeah, thank you for getting all that out, Peter, because your information is that there is. And the thing is, it's like I'm kind of on fire right now. I'm not even gonna hide that at all, because I did a show with Taino the other day, and we were talking about basically the validity of you, Peter. Obviously, because that's what's in contention right now in some main circle, with a lot of people involved in it. And with me being here and being involved in these circles, this is kind of my place to step in. This is like where this is my duty to step in and set this straight, though, because I can't have like people saying things like that I know aren't true and stuff, because I'm actually a Marine. I was a soldier. You know what I'm saying? We know about stolen valor. You got trolls, you got gurus on the internet, you got messiahs, victims, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which everybody is susceptible to. The people are susceptible to right now, because everybody's got the internet. So everybody's trying to get their intel to get the truth. But to get the truth, you got to go through the whole intelligence cycle. Parochial, and just focusing on one thing. So that's gotten me to where I am now, and into being involved with you guys and with Peter, that is actually from the ACIO, the 12th Division Director. You know what I'm saying? And when there are things being said about someone, like someone's full of shit and stuff like that, and they're not, and I'm gonna be standing up for that. And Peter has been, we've been with Peter since 2016. You know what I'm saying? Every year he's done shows in different languages, shows every year, just for all the info that you could want about what is actually going on, and not these other narratives that are involved in conspiracies and stuff like that, where there's no actual validation. And yes, Peter doesn't show his face because it's a military protocol, because it is operational security. So to answer all these questions like that, I know that are going on, because there is strife and contention and stuff in the community about the information that Peter is putting out right now. And I see that, obviously, but I'm definitely here to clear that up, though, because I have my revelation, which has led me to where I am now, and why I'm involved with Peter, and how Peter is putting out the intel from the ACIO database, and there's no question about that. So this is actually what's going on. These are real events that are going on. This isn't speculation. This isn't stories. This isn't, victimization of life and stuff. This is actually what is going on right now. And I am part of this though, because I'm remembering memories as a super soldier and stuff. And maybe at first it was okay to be like I'm like, okay, there's a little attention coming towards me. But as the years go on, that goes out the window. And the reality of the situation is what becomes what's real. So I just wanted to get all that out and address that, because Kruger is doing benevolent missions. And I won't say benevolent, I'll say, let's say beyond good and evil, because that's what it really, the level. But when evil people like Klaus Schwab are being arrested and being done, yeah, we can't do everything, but there are things being done to stop, their world, which is chaos, anarchy.
Sorry for interrupting you, AZ, but there is one thing. If somebody wants to doubt you, okay, it's total nonsense, because every single recall, and you've got a lot of details, not just some sort of vague recall, and everything you remember was part, your recollections and everything, memories are in-depth details of our missions. And I'm like, what the heck? You are.
Yeah, and I know, because because I'm extremely psychic, and that doesn't come through just yes, it's a gift and stuff, but it comes development and stuff too. I've been developing that, and that's why I can remember all this stuff. And I'm not trying to get attention or anything like that. I'm actually remembering this shit that's going on, and that I'm involved in it as a super soldier. And I'm not trying to be anything like in the spotlight, in the limelight, makeup, nothing. I'm not trying to be a cult leader or you, right. Peter. I know you're, Peter, people might think that you're being a cult leader because they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They just don't understand. But that, I'm in the military, and plus I have a pretty good understanding about the nature of reality. That's what has led me down this journey. And the more understanding you have, the more you can understand what's going on. And I'm just here to clear things up, set the record straight too, because the one thing is when you're involved in capture value targets, rescuing children, all these things, and then someone says something to be opposite of that you have to take a stand on that. So yeah, I appreciate this platform, so I can actually get my voice out in what is true with my experience.
Yes, and so I want to say something, because I want to say something important. What you said, you've been in military, and it is military protocol. That's one important thing, very important thing, okay? What does it mean being above level 60? 60, and higher. That means you are in top secret. That means you cannot show your face and everything. And you mentioned it, that it is military protocol and period. No end of discussion. But those people, they never been involved in military in any sort of way. They will simply not understand that, and they are not understanding that, and they try to say that they are just making up things, and they are not saying accurate stuff. They are just saying stories. Okay, that's their right to have certain opinion, certain point of view. Instead, it is not true, but time will show. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I just want to say that since you can look at all of our shows going back to 2017, you can clearly see that I provided documentation, maybe not in the earliest shows. I too was skeptical in the very beginning. Skepticism is not a bad thing. It makes you, if it makes you research more and to prove things out, then do it. But if you have the proof, if we're providing documentation or articles to support what we're saying, I've even heard people say nonsense like, "Oh, you're looking at Wikipedia." Well, is it in the news or is it not in the news? It's either, if you want to call everything, if you don't like someone, you can't just say that they're lying or it's fictional, because then it makes you look ignorant. If that person is actually literally providing the data to show what is going on, and we have done that consistently for years, and even people who have deep respect in some of these communities that we've interacted with, to call Peter not authentic and that he doesn't think he's real, that's a person that's telling me you disappointed me. You disappointed me. I no longer have respect for some of those people who have been considered credible. They think only their content is credible, nobody else's. It's competitive. It's nasty. People say, well, we should come together and do disclosure. It looks like that's not going to be possible with some of these people if you insist to denigrate and put down others, especially since we have documentation and you don't. You don't have that much documentation. Okay, so some of it you do, some of it you don't. We have it. Some people don't have any documentation and they're critiquing us. Some people have only been around for a short period of time and they feel like they know everything. And all that's fine. This is why we're disassociating from certain parts of the community that are choosing to align with things that are not true, misuse our name, or thinking that they can take our content and then talk bad about Peter. It's not going to work that way. I'm going to make sure of that. This is something, it's not just Peter's. Peter and I did this journey together. We've done multiple shows, and I will safeguard all this content, not just for myself and him, but for all of those that have been a part of this journey, that want to know the truth and actually want some freedom for the planet and actually want to see some things change. I welcome people that will be honest and they come to me and they ask me about certain things. Some of the trigger points have been Wingmakers. Wingmakers is part of the ACIO. If you want to say that you own it, if you want to say that you own the narrative, if you want to say so-and-so is the author of everything, you can say whatever you want. When it comes down to it, it's the 15th division of the ACIO. Peter is the 12th division. I'm in the 6th division. But there are 15th division members that are not present right now, but they are aware of what's going on. So that's something that's going to happen down the road. You make a decision, make your decision. If you think it's that important to claim something that's not yours, that's up to you. I'm just saying that was a trigger. And then as soon as we started mentioning that we're part of the 15th division, we're connected to the 15th division through the ACIO, people started becoming hostile toward us, trying to discredit Peter, trying to discredit some of our members. Silly name calling, which, I mean, I can't even regard that. I think, maybe some people have some issues, I understand that there's people that are traumatized, they've been through things. And so name calling is their only means of getting back at us. But for those that, like people that have been here for a long time, Peter is struggling with the language. That doesn't validate your critique and cruelty of mocking someone that has multiple languages, but is not a master of the English language. It's not right.
Sorry for interrupting you, Jessica. I can speak like 15 languages or something like that. 15,
Thank you, Peter. You know what? All those people that have critiqued you, I want to see how many languages they can speak fluently. Okay? I don't claim to speak any language fluently. If I had to speak in Slovakian, I would be in trouble, Peter. I'd be in a lot of trouble. And, this is where it's honesty and truth. People who are transparent of who they are, people who are not. We're not playing a game here. I know that we're on YouTube. and then we're mixed in with a whole bunch of people. There are other people out there that have true military credentials. There are people out there that are doing things. We don't have any problem with it. If we're not working with anyone, we don't want you to put our name on there. That's all we're expecting. And likewise, we wouldn't put your name on our stuff, you know? So just trying to have the public understand what's going on. Anthony, go ahead.
Just like I got 5% battery left, so I'm going to be cutting out here. I just, got off of some work, but definitely my main point here is to clear the reputation of Peter and Kruger. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've been involved in missions, capturing high value targets, like all that stuff. That is definitely for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? And if there's narratives out there that are saying the opposite, I gotta say what I know. And then with Peter the Insider, Peter's my friend. He's been we've all been together for since 2016. When I've had problems and stuff, when I haven't been able to understand shit, Peter has helped me. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the years. So it's he's my friend, and I just want to say, Peter, I got your back till death, man. Death before dishonor. So yeah, and then also I wanted to notice that your initials is the same initials as the Pythagorean Illuminati. That's all I just wanted to say, because I just noticed that right now. And that's significant to me because the Pythagorean Illuminati has obviously a significance in my life since I found them. And even you acknowledge and that is don't do is happening. So thank you. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
Thank you,
very
Anthony.
much. Thank you very much, Anthony.
Thanks for joining us today. We understand that you have a limited time, so we appreciate your feedback and your continual commitment. There have been people that have come and gone, which is fine. People choose their path. We stay focused, and we're the new ones were able to come in, and we're seeing a significant a cohesive team effort in a very, very vital time right now. So there's a higher wisdom in all things. We wish everyone well that has moved on or gone to another place. But for the meantime, we're standing strong and welcoming also those that have been following us and listening and supporting us throughout all the years. There's some people that have been here since 2017 and even before then with my earlier channel in 2015, and honestly appreciate you and happy to be in this little corner of the world where we have exclusive information that those that are from our soul group, they understand, and those that are ready for the mission in a protective mode to do it. We're not the only team in the whole world, obviously. We're just speaking for ourselves, that's all. We don't claim to be exclusive in any way, but this is, strictly the ACIO's work, and we'll keep it that way.
What is said is very interesting, and it's right on point. So it's very refreshing and comforting from my perspective to hear that kind of language, and knowing there's a lot of people in the audience that are also sharing our views and opinion. And if I may add on what Anthony was saying, is being in the military and being a soldier, it's not about accolades, credential, medals, bragging rights, or anything like that, power. It's about doing the right things for the people we love. The warrior doesn't fight because he doesn't like or hate the people in front of him. He fight because he wants to protect and love the people behind him. right? And being a soldier is very hard and a very ungrateful job, and it's tough. We lose people along the way, and we have to go through a lot of pain and suffering and training and witness all kind of crazy shit. And I've been involved with uh, human trafficking and the abuse done on little children pretty much since I took the oath of serving and protecting, up to having my life taken or taking some others people's life to accomplish my mission. And we can all agree in the community, despite all the divide and the arguments, that this mission is about the children and liberating them and also humanity from all that torture and abuse that is done by a cabal and all kind of crazy entities that came here on Earth and took advantage of the human species, and especially all little beautiful children. So anyone in the community that is pretending to be super soldier, well, good for you, man. Good for you. If you want to pretend to be in the military and you have not been, well, that's a whole other story. Because you don't pretend to be a Marine. You don't pretend to be a Marine if you're not a Marine. You don't pretend to be a Vandu if you're not a Vandu, or you don't pretend to be a Navy SEAL if you haven't been a Navy SEAL, and you don't have that trident spanked on your chest by your instructors. You don't brag in the Army. You do your job, and when you're done, you go home, you hug your wife, your children, and you have a little whiskey with your buddies, taking care of your injuries and preparing the next mission. So I've been like active about that in the community, and there's the other community as well, the community that is awakened and positive and meditating, and they get triggered and mad at guys like me when we start talking about all that corruption and child abuse and drug trafficking bullshit, and they get mad at us. They don't want to talk about that because it's ruining their vibe, right? They can't hold that high level vibe by being aware that there's all kind of crazy shit going on in this context of reality, plus other context of realities. So it's like, in our position at the ACIO and other super soldier on the internet are complaining about that. There's a lot of pretend to be, there's a lot of arguing, but there's not a whole lot of doing, right? But there's a whole lot of denying and trying to put people in some square boxes and analyzing our accents or discrepancy or little fucking habits, right? But I mean, who doesn't have habits? Who doesn't have an accent? I mean, have you heard people from Texas talk? I mean, yeah. So what the heck is that? We're all humans. We're all in a military operation. It's a worldwide military operation, and the goal of that operation is to liberate the children first that are totally slaughtered, and the human species at large, and also the planet, because everybody is agreeing, even the cabal is saying it, the planet is hurting, right? We need to do something, but it's not taxing the people more. That needs to be done is to get rid of the cancer, and the cancer has a name. It's called the World Global Cabal, the WEF, the WU, the United Nations, even our corporate government that are sold, bought, and paid for by these higher organizations just to abuse children, slaughter people, launder money, and don't give a crap about their military.
Wow. You said a lot there, a lot to think about, and I hope people will consider all the different pieces that you just laid out. Both of
No,
you.
from my point of view,
Yeah.
it makes sense because the
Right.
cancer of the, let's say, human brains are not the real cancer. The cancer is, being greed and want to get always gain more power and everything, if you
Yeah.
like it or not. And just by the way, in all the MyLab programs, what do you think, guys? No, not adults. They are kidnapping children because
That's right.
they know that children are, if you like it or not, but I need to call it as they are calling it, they are the best good to trade off. It is absolutely disgusting. They are calling it like that, literally. It doesn't make any sense.
Pure evil.
A
Jessica,
little.
look like that. Look at that. They've got 3 to 5, maybe 6 years old. Those children, and they are heavily addicted to the drugs, any sort of drugs. No, we don't know about the names. We are not talking about crystal meth or heroin, cocaine, everything like that. Nah. I even don't know the name. I am not chemician and everything. No, I'm not. The whole situation is they are dosing them like heavy doses, and I was like, what the heck is going on here?
These are the children from Monarch and Umbrella that you rescued, and you discovered that they were being drugged.
Yeah, definitely. And this is like, because they want to get the boundaries of their abilities to more and more, and I was like, what the heck? Are you animals? You are not people. You are animals. You don't have any soul. And they were laughing at things, and they were laughing as children suffer and everything, and I was like, are you goddamn serious? It doesn't make any sense. And those children, they've been in my lab since like 2-3 years old, and they don't know anything. They've got polygon. That means it is deep down, like DUMB, not being something being stupid, but deep underground military base. And they've got polygon. That means it looks almost, quote unquote, almost as a real world, but it's fake. It is nonsense. And they were just, quote unquote, having childhood, but it's fake. Nothing it was real there, and they were just making them comfortable and all kind of that stuff. And then I was like, what the heck is going on? And then give me a second, once we freed them, and the Muge was creating one umbrella refugee group, and they start to get crazy, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Because they were heavily addicted.
Yes, I remember that. And I talked to them with you. I communicated with them to try to help them. And we didn't know what kind of drugs they were on, right? There was
and they were just, where is my daddy? Where is my mommy? And they want to you be their mom,
Yeah,
because
they did.
They don't have real mother and father. It was so crazy. And instead
they had an android. It was an android that was their mother.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It was so crazy. I was so upset at that. And instead of drugs, for example, my wife is mentally broken, and she said, like, okay, if you want, just talk about it publicly. I'm okay with that. And instead of drugs, she will die once I will not dose her with mercury, what is poison for normal people. It is poison. Yep. It is absolutely crazy. It is poison, period. And they were making fun from that, like those children, she's teen, and I was like, okay. And they interchanged teen girls like 15, 16, for motherhood to species, ET species, they cannot reproduce. And they sent them technologies instead of that. I mean, like, no, I swear to God, I saw that.
Trading. Yeah, this is a monarch. Monarch
Yeah,
has been trading.
Monarch is doing that. And Kevin Spacey is making weird statements on internet. What the heck? And definitely it's not Kevin Spacey, it's Paul Serene. And he's making those crazy videos.
Yeah,
We saw.
Using the body.
Yeah, it is crazy. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Trying to let people know. We have a lot of this information recorded, and it's there. If anyone wants to listen, we've not hid anything. We've retained a majority of our videos. Some of them have been removed, but we still have them in the background and also on the radio station. You can listen every day. There's shows playing at a certain time period. I think it's 11 or 12 EST that the Disclosure Show plays.
Yeah, it is crazy, Jessica. I was so mad at the whole situation. I was like, okay, if you will torture adults, I don't want to say it's okay, but do you know what I mean? But if somebody is torturing young children and they're small children, and it's like, are you serious?
Yeah. It's like an asset to them or something that they can change and trade, and it's an object. It's
no,
like
for them, just objects. Okay.
I don't want to wait too long. We have Tainu here, aka Tyson.
All right. So I was going on team. I catch some of the things, right? A lot of very, very strong statements were done by the team members. But I just want to add you, whoever, is talking bad against the CIO and Kruger, and especially you, Peter, I as well, I always defend, you know what I mean? I was always come to your defense and everything. For a lot of reasons, but since it's something valuable that I'm currently doing, just like everyone, on the call. Yes, it's on YouTube. YouTube, it's one thing, but I gotta say it's probably the sub level of the real things that we're doing. So I heard about HHT, Carl Schwab. That's one example, but there's so many numerous examples. And yeah, for the language, I speak 5 languages. Peter speak like 3 times the amount of language. I mean, if people has a problem, I was always being told that quality, that what's matter. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all good if people have a problem with Peter's accent or sometimes even my accent. That's the least of our problem. But I had so many things to do, but listen, straight the record is only like the tip of the iceberg of the things that collectively we know, that collectively that's in the ACL database. So more people are gonna come because it's only fair to support what Jessica and Peter have been doing, online for the last 6, 8, 7 years. And I'm not shy to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's really what it is. And I know people are sometimes, mad whatsoever, but Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, but Peter has a lot of intel that he shared through missions, experiences, you know what I'm saying? And if we're comparing things, Peter is like a grain of sand, and yet he's been providing those massive, exclusive stuff that we never heard before online whatsoever. And the ACI was like the collective of all the grain of a beach. So just imagine. It's all good, but I do my part to help the team, and I know
Absolutely.
sometimes people are scared to call people, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I will do it, and probably it's more feasible for me to do it, but it's gonna come. Sometimes we're talking codes, not name people, but they are currently involved with the corporation that's bringing a lot of problems towards humanity. So, I'm always on the back, Peter. Lincoln, every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's showing around a lot, just by the way. And I was like, immediately once we met first time, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with you, man? Because I immediately recognize your voice. And then, oh my God, you are not Taino, you are Tyson. And you start to laugh because you said that it was your nickname once you was a child. Am I right?
Oh, not only that. I mean, the mysteries, that I had with those bleedings, the shots that I had, like in my joints that you explained. Yeah, I mean, things that really happened when I was in Canada. You provide me a clear direction, explain to me what was Unit 374. So we're probably online, us, but there's more, unit out there, I'm saying, from the ACIO. But yeah, and Peter's been actually telling me several mysteries that I had, and some things that I remember as an adult when I was a child too. So whether it's daily transportation while I was attending elementary school, to something that went on in Ottawa, Canada, with the portals over there. So, I mean, I'm good. I don't really worry if people doesn't like you, Peter. People doesn't like you, Corporal X, or I'm saying, people are like the lady that we exposed. I'm saying, that obviously she don't have proper resources to put forth proper evidence and everything. People are talking about you, Jessica. I don't really care because I heard you mention Peter. Over time, things are always, the true stuff is always rising to the surface. So, yes, that's all I want. I had more stuff, but they're going to come through videos. You know what I'm saying? But like I told in a group for the audience, my allegiance is to ACIO, Kruger, Lincoln, Clay, Peter, and our core team. So that's all. That's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because you really stepped up for us and you really came forward and helped present some of the information. You have a different way of presentation. Some people have said, oh, yeah, well, you had the nerve to do that, not on your platform, but on Taino's platform. No, I have done some things here, but you're right. He does a great presentation and revealing and exposing things. And we're a team and we're working together. So, and I know that they liked it when it was just me and Peter, and then Peter is not really present and I had to carry things by myself. So then they could, go around saying that Peter said this, Peter said that when he didn't, and a lot of lying, and a lot of people got away with things because it was just me. It was just me carrying a lot of this and just trying to get information out. And meanwhile, what people don't realize, Taino, is that sometimes I mean, majority of the times we're involved with missions. We're involved with what's going on in the world. YouTube isn't our priority as far as popularity. People have asked me, oh, Peter's here to just, he's supposed to be giving people personal information from the database. And I said, no, that's not the reason he's here. I don't know who even told that. There's so many weird things that have gone out there. He has offered to do that early on, but after that he stopped. And but when they started seeing that people said that they were validated in certain ways,
and that's the problem. Sorry for interrupting you. I know it is impolite, Jessica, but I need to make a statement towards this, because so many people started to say publicly that they have access to ACIO database, what is not true, okay? And I will tell you how it works. Very easy, okay? Even myself, I cannot use any computer. I need to have one specific computer. I've got my alias, aka, like somebody ask you, for your email and everything. So I've got my alias. I need to have 3 passwords, okay? One-time password. I don't want to get into too much detail. What does it mean, And then I need to scan both of my palms and fingers. And even and only after that I can access the database. One time, give me a second, one time. So my question is, who the heck is saying that they are having the access to ACIO database? It's, once again, it's not true. And it never was the case, and it isn't the case, and it never will be the case. Just for your information, side note to that, what you said, Jessica, just right now.
Right. And I work very close with you, Peter, and I have never said that I had access to the records. The other piece to this, Peter, is that you cannot lie about what's there. You don't have permission to lie about it. You have to give it to them straight. And this has caused a lot of problems. And part of the reason why I had a discussion with Peter, that if people can't handle it, then we shouldn't give them the information. And we need to deal with only people that are mature enough. Some people I've known for a couple of years before I introduced them to Peter, only if they're mature enough to handle the information. If you are not ready to be transparent about what your experience is and what you're involved in, then maybe this isn't for you, and that's fine. But that is not Peter's primary reason for being here. His primary reason for being here. But give me a second.
Once again, sorry for interrupting you, Jessica, again. Sorry, I know it is impolite, but one thing. You are saying this, and maybe you will be surprised, Jessica, despite I told you, I mean, not you, but I mean, once I did that in the past, I told that to those people that it will be not so good to hear those things. And they were so curious about it. And then once I told them things they didn't like, and they said that I just made it up, and I was like, what should I do? Once it is written here, it is written here. It is like, don't shoot the messenger. Do you know what I mean? That's the case. Am I right?
And that's exactly what happened early on, maybe around 2017 or so. I'm not really sure, when this lady talked to you and you told her straight what you saw in the records, and that the information she was trying to convince you that she was a part of all these different things, and you said that's not true. And then she resented you for that. And now, still years later, I'm thinking it's going back to about 2017, has had your name.
Yes, it happened 2K17, you are right, 217.
Yeah, because I was researching it, and it's like, because we were looking at, activity, and that's how long this grudge has been going on, which then this lady thought it was okay to spread lies about you because she didn't like what was being said, or she didn't like that we were still out there. And really, this, and now it came out, and then still people that have been around for maybe a year or less, or maybe a few years, but they don't know that we've just asked to please remove our name. It's just a very, very simple process, and nothing, no response, no responsibility for years. And so, and then all of a sudden they're up in arms. Like, oh, how could you deny this and that? Because we don't care what all the stories are. We don't care how detailed they are. We don't care how much memorization there was.
And
we don't care.
Sorry for interrupting you again. Once again, I need to make side note, because you said stories, okay, and that's big. Let's say we need to be very cautious with terminology. You said, pardon me, you said stories. That let's say it means things they were made up, and things they are true. I am calling it revelation. Am I right? This is big difference. Just sorry for interrupting you, but this is very important, okay? Sorry for that.
Yeah, but there's also the piece that when not everything is a story. Maybe this is another part that people are getting stuck on, is the recall. They're having recall, but then they're putting it under this name or label, and that's not accurate. And because they're taking their information, inserting it into something else, and then having another explanation around it, is not dealing with the truth. For the individual, this is fracturing. It's not helping the individual. They think we're playing games. We're trying to say we're the only ones or whatever. That's fine. If people are insistent, they really want to be on their own and do their own thing, go ahead, do it. Just don't put our name on it. Don't use our content. Don't use our descriptions of Monarch, Mobius, and all of these other organizations, and then tell people
Umbrella, for example.
I saw someone who's claiming to be a psychic using our terminology and telling people, oh, you're part of a Monarch program. How in the world would you know? How would you know? You're not working with us. You don't represent us. You don't just just pick up what everybody else's information is and start throwing it out there. And then it didn't even make any sense what they were saying, because she didn't understand really Monarch was. And then she turned around and said she's part of Monarch. So then that meant that person is under her. I mean, the whole thing was convoluted, but this is the manipulation. I don't think people are that naive. I think that they're jumping in. It's an opportunity to jump on the bandwagon, to take what doesn't belong to them. And if they just came in and they had some piece of information or a recall, say that you have a recall. Don't let other people define it. Don't let people say, yeah, I remember you from this and this and this. Research yourself, go within yourself. Even if you agree with us or disagree with us, that's fine. But do your own work. And all we're saying is, we want to have a separation from these activities. But anyhow, I don't know whoever.
Sorry,
yeah, sure.
Jessica, can I mention something quickly, because I won't be able to stay, but I think one of the individual you mentioned, a friend of mine sent me correspondence in which that lady is mentioning that she's here to save children. But, we all know with evidences that there's no such a case, right? Because to do something, let's say, on the other context of existence whatsoever, it's really important that, in our case, we are involved in this context of existence. Each one has his own abilities, super abilities, and then we're simply in the action. And you'll never see from the group, or within the Cougar, within the ACIO different division whatsoever. There's never a victimized approach. I gotta say that this is non-existent. But I mentioned the other day, I'm not part of the SSP community because it's bullshit. Probably from the start, it has been created, and the whole thing is, there's different people that's been using Peter's info, or trying to put Peter in a negative approach or whatsoever. It's all good because there's something with the indigenous communities. When people doesn't know, there's people sometimes. The saying is, you should not deal with everyone the same way, because there's people you don't know their strength. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what higher abilities that they have. You just not to mess with. And I gotta say it, if people are messing up, you know what I'm saying, with Peter or other individual members, things will go bad. It's not like we wanted to make it go bad. No, it's only like there's laws you can't violate. You know what I mean? On YouTube, it's only the top of the iceberg that there people are seeing from us, from our group. But the real deal is really in the background, and that's what matters. So I'll leave it on this note, and and I will support every time the group. All right, that's it for me.
Yeah, if I may jump in a bit, people need to ask themselves, what is the mission here? What are the goals, and what is really happening? Well, first of all, there is never going to be an army general or any kind of commander in some position of knowledge that's going to call up any influencers or a buddy that is out of the army, a veteran, or anybody outside of the very closely knitted operational situation that commander is in, to leak privileged information. That never, maybe if it happened before, the commander that did that, I can guarantee you, is no longer in a position of commanding anything in the armed forces anywhere in the world. Because the military, we don't leak shit. We don't talk, we act. We can talk about it in hindsight, but again, we need to be careful to what we say and the people we name. So coming back to showing our faces, it has very, very dramatic consequences. One of the Canadian Prime Minister, he was shown in newspaper, and they showed a couple of special forces guys that were around him. Well, I think there were 7 guys in the picture, and within 2 years, 5 of them were dead. Okay, this is serious business. Second, the U.S. Department of Defense, they wouldn't be spending $500 million, and general wouldn't be going training troops to do subterranean warfare, cleaning out dumps, if there was no dumps. That would not be happening. They would not, and these are public information. So that would not be happening, spending money and training military people to go fight underground if there was no underground problems. So, and you can find the same thing in Canada, in UK, and pretty much in every country. They are spending money and training people to fight underground. And thirdly, well, if you're the people you like in the community don't talk about human trafficking and spend their time discrediting people that are talking about human trafficking. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you shouldn't be wasting your time listening to these people and start being active at your own level and trying to solve the problem. Child Protective Services problem, your problem with your sheriff office or police. If you look in your county and if you look in your own little area, wherever you are in the world, there's some problems with child trafficking, child disappearing, prostitution, drug trafficking, homelessness, and all of that. Well, all of those manifestations you see with your own two eyes are fucking, sorry for my French, are the masterpieces of Monarch, Mobius, Murdoch, whoever you want to call them. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the names. It's simple. It's good or it's bad. Is it helping your communities or and the children, or is it hurting the communities and the children? It's very simple to see, right? And it's not about being a super soldier or a super mom or a man or a woman or a black guy or a white guy or whatever. And the organization, I don't even give a crap about the organization. Yeah, I'm proud to be a member of the team and all of that, but it's not about the team. It's about the mission. We all replaceable. If I wouldn't be here, there would be somebody else who's taking my place. I'm not like God, and I'm good at what I do. I'm proud of what I do, but there are other people that are good. So all that, hair pulling and name calling and all that crap, that's another telltale sign that the people that are acting in that way are not in any way, shape, or form connected to the alliance, the secret space program, the military, or anything like that. Because if they were like us, well, they would be, first of all, really tired and expanded, because it's been a long, very intense 4 years. And that plan of the cabal was put in action a long time ago. Like I said, I've started serving 30 years ago. I retired, but I feel like I never did retire, because I'm still working with the military, not in, but with the military. So, and no one is calling me, telling me, hey, this is what we're going to do. No. Doesn't work like that. Even when you're in the military in an operation, sometimes you have no clue the reason why you're doing what you're doing. There's an objective, there's a team around you, and you just go step by step with your own mission, and at the end you come out victorious, or you come out a sore loser. And sorry, but we don't lose much. We're very good. So all of the people that are trying to infiltrate and morph themselves and make them believe they're not part of the cabal and they're not selling drugs or trafficking children or doing that kind of shit, well, you're fools to not believe that the Alliance and the secret space program and the Space Force don't know about your sorry asses and everything you do and everybody you talk to and all the lies you're telling. So I do believe in karma. When I go to bed at night, I sleep peacefully because I know I do the right things and say the right things and do my absolute best for the better good of humanity. So I wish everybody did the same when they go to sleep, but sadly, it's not the case. And sadly, the military operation you're claiming we are in is aimed to stop you all from doing that type of bullshit and hurting the people. Because when you make believe to people, when you tell story, when you slander other people and try to detract their mission, military mission, now you're starting swimming with the big boys, and you should refrain from that because that's gonna hurt really, really bad. And it's not gonna me or Peter or Tyson come in and hurt you. It's just the way the machine is working. So just
yeah, you are goddamn right. You are goddamn right. That's true.
You are right.
You know, I have my shooting arcs. I don't go shooting and across and after everybody because I have my own missions and own goals and my own life. But if everybody would start, pulling in the same direction and be grounded in that, because I mean, are we in the military operation or are we not? There's no in between. So why are they playing like that and make people believe that this is happening and this? We've been told for 4 years, big events coming, big events coming, big events coming. And see, we got a bunch of big events now. We got Prime Minister getting shot in broad daylight in the middle of the street. And what do the medias are doing? They're not even talking about it. What are the influencers are doing? They're not even talking about it. But there's another big event coming and another big event coming. And brace for yourself, the EBS and come in. And Nisara Gisara is coming, and everybody's going to have a bunch of cash, and we all going to go to the beaches and scratch our asses all day because it's all going to be over. Well, I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to be over. Living on planet Earth and living, right, takes some effort. You need to get up in the morning, brush your teeth, tie up your shoes, and go outside and make shit happen. It's never going to be stopping. Even if you have $1 trillion in your bank account coming from Nisara Gisara, and you're still gonna have to shove your fucking snow and cut your grass and make your laundry and raise your children. So
yep,
please,
that's right.
Please, real leader multiply power because they want strong warriors alongside of them. They're gonna multiply the power. And sorry for my French again, pussies, they're gonna hog the power. And they're going to try to step on the strong ones because they're scared because they are little pussies. They don't want strong around them.
I like your language, Matt.
Or the truth. They don't want the truth because then they can't play the game anymore. And they're playing the game. They're working with these agendas. And, we try to call out, say what it is, and they get all offended. They start whining and crying and doing their little, like, we're going to get you back and, change the speed of you try to, just like, it's weird. It's very, very strange.
Well, sorry, Jessica. Yeah, that's part of the MK Ultra program and the mind control program, right?
Oh, obviously.
Victimization.
Yeah.
Denying, character assassinations, using the psychiatric and medical complex to make people as crazy or dangerous or a threat for societies. I mean, what the heck is that, man? They're not even investigating crimes right now. They are trying to gather people information to prevent future threats. Well, there's school shootings everywhere, and everybody's caught by surprise every single time. And in the meantime, they stop Marines guys and veterans like me from going inside the school, stopping the shooters because we know how to do it, and we get arrested. We get arrested by the cops outside, preventing us from going inside, while it's their job to go inside and stopping that active shooter. So just that's a big problem in our society. We see that every single day, man. They stop the guys that have the power, the knowledge, and the balls. And I'm sorry, there's women with balls as well, just as guys, from doing the right things. And then they make us as liars and crazy and too intense or emotional or all that stuff. Well, you know why I'm emotional like that? Because I love the children, man. This is why I signed in the military, to protect and to serve. So everybody that's claiming to protect and serve, get off your fucking keyboard and your asses and start protecting and serving. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And what I was going to say is, hold on a second, Peter. The people that say that Peter needs to come out and say who he is are those, they might as well just wear a sign saying, we want the intel to stop. We know who you're working for. So when you say, oh, but I'm a victim, I've been abused, I know that you've abused me, or you have done this to so and so, or making up these accusations the way some woman want to destroy a man saying that they raped somebody or did something like that. That's twisted. That's really sick. You need help. You need psychological help, and we're not going to tolerate that either. That's horrible slander to say against a person without any evidence or proof. People who are using that to try to force Peter out and show his face, just like Peacekeeper says, we understand the military protocol and what has to happen. And if those people, certain people, need to be protected in order to continue to give us this information, we know who you are. You putting it out there on social medias. We know who you're working for and what your intentions are. And you want the entire planet to go down the drains because you're working with the cabal, and you will defend it 100%, and you'll call it that you're a victim or that you've had a vision. You know what? I'm a remote viewer. I don't see in porn like you do. Some of these people claim that they're
this is so funny.
It's garbage. Remote viewers don't see porn. People that watch porn see porn. But people that are just honest and they're true seers, they're not seeing porn. So if you're saying all that crap, you should be ashamed. You're using a fake name, and you want to close the communication from coming through. All right, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, my phone cut out. I'm back. I obviously came in, hearing what we're talking about, and it's very clear that we're clearing this up because, there is a lot of dissension from misinformation, misunderstanding in the community, victim mentality. Understandable. It's hard time in the world right now. Everybody's looking for somewhere to get out their anger and frustration, and the ACIO, and we are not one of that, because we are definitely getting out what's really going on. And even Peter has said, people are not going to like what they're hearing. You know what I'm saying? So to say the least. And it's really important to clear that up. Because everybody's gonna do what they're gonna do right now. We're all souls, experiencing this experience as life. And but here's the thing: is I'm gonna actually admit this. I've lied before, but I've said I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry, when I've done it. And even I'm not just this is coming through my mind right now because this is important, because I was talking to Taino on the show on a show about stolen valor, because we have that. I talked about that before, but I had a personal experience, with somebody in the community who used my name, you know what I'm saying, to make up missions up, you know what I'm saying, which I identified right away, because he made up a mission, and then he included me, Johan, Fritz, and Michael Jaco, 3 actual veterans, and he obviously inserted himself in there, and then he made up a mission, and then he also said, he made up a mission about we were killing reptilians, and then he used this picture off the internet that was 2 kids holding up this reptilian head in Mexico. But the reptilian head was fake because I know what reptilians look like, and that's not what they look like. They're way crazier and scarier. And then he also said we're involved with killing Max Spears. And so when that happened, I was like, in my soul, I'm like, this is not right. I'm seeing this, and I'm not agreeing with it. So this is a problem. And then, I actually go to an event and see this man, you know what I'm saying, giving a testimony about his experience as a super soldier. And after that, I know he didn't expect to see me there. And, when he did, he came up to me and all he could say was he's sorry. And I know why that is it's because he knows that I know that he's lying. So I just
Absolutely.
but you know, I got to get that. Like, these things are burning in my heart with passion, and because I have to address this, you know, because it has to be addressed. So I just gotta thank you for letting me say that, and I'm done.
Yeah, and that happened years back, associated with the lady that we were talking about. People think, oh, we just have a problem now. It's this whole
This is ongoing
maneuvering
for years. How many
for
years?
years.
Six?
It's just
No,
like
seven,
people,
six,
do
seven
you have
years,
anything else to
something.
do? I know. Like, is their whole life evolved around trying to create all these different scenarios and then put us into it, and just, it's like, do you have a life? Do you have a life?
We need to we do need to come together, because together we are more. And the thing is that's what I'm trying to do, you know, with all the disclosure that I've done in the communities and stuff. I've always stood behind Peter, what we've been talking about for the last 8 years, what I've researched on my own, and then finding the Pythagorean Illuminati. You know, that is the narrative. That's what I'm doing. And we together we are more. And we just have to get out of our victimization into being get them out of a victim being to being a triumphant,
Yes.
you know, in a participant in this, a participant. And part of that is acknowledging the truth. So
and Anthony, that, you know, that individual, maybe they wanted to make a name for themselves. They came out, they were telling everyone that they were part of some program, but you don't bring in other people, or at least you have a
Jessica, what
discussion.
is the benefit of that? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, people, maybe they feel like they want
well,
to be a part of it.
It does though, to make your story. You're going to include yourself in people that are actually in it to make your story. So that's the explanation.
Yeah. And it's wrong. I hope somebody learns from this. I don't know. You know, at least those that are, you know, you know, in interacting with some of the different groups or whatever. At least I'm hoping someone talks to them and give, you know, put some sense in their head. Otherwise, you know, like, yeah, we're busy. I mean, we're boots on the ground. We're doing whatever we have to do right now to make sure that we don't get in a bigger issue.
We don't have time for these stupid fights because we are making missions instead of, you know, just organizing events, and they were, you know, heavily drunk and making stupid jokes. Once I saw those videos, I was like, does it make any sense? No, for me not.
No, they're having, you know, they're having fun or whatever, because whatever missions they did, they feel that they've been successful and it's finished, and they're going to celebrate. And I don't whatever, but, you know, there's obviously, the world's in a bad place right now still, and it's very dangerous, and it's a distraction. And we know that this is part, like Anthony said earlier, is part of the mind control, and so did Peacekeeper. And we know that the people are not cognizant of the damage that they're doing and how they're being used to interfere with those that are actually trying to protect humanity. And like I said, we're not the only ones. If you see someone that they want to really help, and they're not like taking on, you know, using somebody else's name or whatever, and they're just not copying somebody's story, but legitimately are soldiers or someone that's all. You know, just do your part. I don't care what you've done in the past. If you're going to be interfering with the current mission, you're displaying something else. You're revealing who you are.
Yeah, and even more so, what you're doing, you're disclosing yourself as being a phony POS, right? A knucklehead. And if you're not doing it on purpose, well, better get mindful of what you're saying and what you're doing, because when you badmouth people like us, or you expose people like us, well, what are you doing in reality, right? Doing your job for humanity? No, you're putting us at risk, and you're protecting the very people you're claiming to fight, and you're encouraging and keep the wheels rolling on the human trafficking and the child abuse. So
you
stop
are
with,
right, and not only
stop with that crap.
and not
Stop with
only
that
that,
crap.
and not only that, they are look for example, where the heck now in this operation in Middle Europe, not only child trafficking, but we talked about that a blonde underaged. So that means teenage girls from Middle Europe, especially from Czech, Slovak Republic and Poland. They are very nice girls, and they are trafficking them to the Latin America. I'm not kidding you, Jessica. I'm not. Because in Latin America they don't have blonde girls with both either blue or green, eyes and then pale skin, and it's gold mine for them for fancy houses. That means for what I mean, prostitution house, and they are sending them tons of drugs, and I'm not talking tons of drugs. I am not talking about dozens. I am talking about hundreds of tons of drugs, and people, they should control it. They get a bribe, huge bribe, and they don't control anything. They don't control on port. They didn't make control, on trucks, airplanes, nothing. I saw it on my own eyes. And
even the Ukrainian refugees that were coming over, those kids were, some of them, as they were being displaced, were being taken. The children were being taken.
Give me a second, and that's the problem. I will tell you, and I will not watch my language pissed off, because especially those young girls, and I was like, what the heck are you doing? And this guy, you know what he said to me? They are orphans. Nobody will miss them. And I was like, what the heck you just said? He said this to my own eyes. Because this is this guy, this contact to Peter Todd. And I was like, what the heck are you doing? And Jessica, they said, they promised, because he knows very good Ukrainian, I mean the language. And they promised them how it will be good, just saying warm words and all kind of everything, that they will be adopted and everything. And then they directly got them to an airplane with a white passport to Colombia or Venezuela and everywhere. And I was like, what the heck are you doing? And they said,
no idea. Yeah.
Jessica, this was so crazy. And he said, as quote unquote, pardon me, as being sorry, because they are orphans and nobody will miss them. And I was like, what the heck? Are they like goods? They are alive
like
beings. What the heck it is?
A young woman like that, coming from Poland or Ukraine, beautiful, young, 10 years old, blue eyes, blonde hair, going out of South America or Africa or Canada or United States, gonna bring in for that criminal organization just in prostitution between $250,000 and $1 million a year.
You are goddamn right. It's a gold mine for them. It's gold mine.
That's just from prostitutions. That's not even from the other side activities. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna get really graphic, and it's very disgusting. But once that little girl is no longer useful because she's too beat up and becoming completely insane, right? What do? They kill her, they chop her off, and they sell the organs.
You are right, man. You are right. No, Jessica, Peacekeeper is right. We are just displaying reality. We are displaying reality, but especially
some of them are gonna make steaks out of her and eat the flesh.
But give me a second.
Those videos exist.
Peacekeeper. This like pretty much sorrying the whole situation. They are just orphans and nobody will miss them. And I was like, are you goddamn serious? And you are not feeling sorry for them? That they
Nope.
don't have families because the family was just killed and everything, you know? And I was like, are you goddamn serious? And you smile, and he laughed at my face that it is just a business. And look, they have have earnings, okay? And those people, they are working at border controls, and they've got certain earnings, you know. And how in the world is possible that those people can buy, for example, like Ferraris? And I was like, it doesn't make any sense. And they've got huge houses, you know, luxury mansions, and they've got a yacht, what is like, I don't know, like 200 feet or something like that, yacht in Caribbean, you know. It's absolutely doesn't make any sense from his earnings to buy such a stuff, and nobody is seeing that. Do you know what I mean? It absolutely doesn't compare his earnings to what he can afford. What the heck?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that information, and like I said, people that are true super soldiers that have made it an effort to join in and lie or fabricate things or whatever, your energy, your abilities were useful. They were useful. There was a purpose for it. Not to get involved in these clubs, groups, cults, whatever you want to call it, but to actually use your energy to protect and to serve and to assist at this time, at this juncture in history, where we're trying to make the change over thousands of years of abuse that has been happening in the hands of power, going from one area to the other, depending on what they've been using as commodities, whether it's drugs or human trafficking, not just children, but also adults. But your abilities were supposed to have gone towards something purposeful, not to be a celebrity, not to be this, that, and the other. All that would come later when you put in your time and you were actually helping. And this is the thing we've been trying to say from the beginning. And there are those that really are not a part of this at all, have jumped in, try to take leadership, trying to manipulate people, that they're working for the cabal, they're working for everything that is going to maintain this status quo, this slave system that everyone says that they want to get out of. Then let's get out of it. Let's stop the games. You know?
Yeah, exactly. The mission, I mean, it's obvious when a military operation, it's been said all over the world many times. They even say it themselves. It's obvious we're in that mission, we're in the operation. The mission, you know, the objectives are very clear. So get on with it. You know, stop trying to play the celebrity game and yeah, try to get some clicks and some fans. Try to help. This is what matters. And if you're doing the right things, well, all the rest are going to come: fame, money, accolades, fans, whatever. But if your main purpose is to get fans and click, well, we get what we're getting, and this is why we're calling them. They feel they're compelled to lie, and it doesn't help. It's helping the enemies.
Yeah, you are right. So this is it for today from my side, Jessica. I am really happy to be here, or let's say I was happy to be here, but I need to go. Oh, more than 2 hour show for me. So thank you, Jessica, and thank rest of the team. You know, AZ, Peacekeeper, Tyson. It was one of very good show. I need to go, and once again thank to the team. Thank Jessica to giving me another opportunity to be on the channel. And stay safe, fine, and I'm really looking for next time. Hold tight and bye.
Thank you very much, Peter, for being here. We're going to go through the line and everyone can say their goodbyes. Anthony, would you have any last thoughts?
Yeah, today was a really passionate, heartfelt show. Because it needed to be to address the truth that we're speaking from. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be addressed. So today was a good show, and I know that this is going to make a difference in a lot of people's minds and hearts. So thank you, and till next time.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you here, Anthony, as well as, being a part of the team. And also, I've known you for such a long time, working with Peter. You and I were from the earlier side of it. So, and I appreciate your words mean a lot. Thank you. Taino, Tyson, any last thoughts?
No, just sending good vibration for the audience, the team, and work is still in progress. So glad you're here, everyone today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, and we know that you're busy and taking care of things, but we appreciate your time being here as well. And you've been incredible in helping with the reveal, not just because of your platform, but because of your psychic ability as well, understanding and validating and seeing some of the things, which makes it a lot easier. And that goes for all of you, Anthony, as well, and Peacekeeper, using your intuition and your super soldier abilities to help us to kind of clean house a bit, and then to be able to focus on our work a little bit more. So I appreciate it. Peacekeeper, last words.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the viewers and Peter and you and the rest of the team. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to have the microphone and be able to share my thoughts and my heart with all of you. And second, I want to say we are in very difficult but also exciting times, and it's about I have nothing personal against anyone. It's just a matter that talk was long overdue, and we need to get on the super focus mode and just cross the finish line and getting it done. So my message is either step in and start working, or step aside and send us love and good vibes, because we ain't stopping. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hug your children, your wife, your family, and much love to you all from me. Peacekeeper out.
Thank you very much, Peacekeeper. We appreciate you, and you've been strong and solid with us as well. And you're right, and we say this for everyone. People have their opinions. You can leave comments below. We love you, appreciate you, and I personally do not have anything. Let people be who they are, make their own decisions. We'd rather people be honest rather than not honest. And do your own thing, whatever. Just don't attribute it to us, or don't get in our way, or don't. It will be a sign, that you're trying to stop any kind of disclosure. So just find something else to do. Those of you that have been supporting us, we appreciate you very much. And we're going to do this together. We're going to make some positive things happen. We're holding the line right now. Use your energy, like Peacekeeper said, to hold that in and keep everyone safe. Also, remember to look at that last video we did regarding the nuclear leak there, or the experiment that they're whatever they were doing there. Protect yourself, please. I do, and I know that I've been exposed to certain things. There are others that have said something about it as well. There's some hints of what to do regarding supplements and so forth to start protecting yourselves now. and we'll see what we can do, as far as maybe the ACIO can help us further. But meanwhile, use your abilities too. You have abilities. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a good day.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.